Hi guys, welcome back. I'm Tyler. This is my tabletop. Uh, you'll notice we are not painting today. I have been working on some house projects and haven't had a whole lot of time to uh, paint models, so instead we will be assembling a new model. This is a Sturmtiger from Warlord Games for Bolt Action. This is a resin and pewter kit. Additionally, I am using my new camcorder that I got for Christmas. I am very excited. You'll see that I am messing with the uh, kind of the focus because usually I've been using my uh, cell phone camera, which autofocuses, and obviously a camcorder does not do that, or what I've got it set on doesn't do that. So, but anyway. This is a resin kit, like I said, so something that we are going to have to do is do some trimming, cleaning it up. You want to be careful with this. Resin dust is nasty stuff. You should wear a mask and or a respirator, especially if you use like a belt sander or a sander or something like that. I'm just using a box cutter, so it should be okay. Just overall feel for the kit, it looks pretty good. I didn't find any bubbles or anything like that that were extremely obvious, and there wasn't any real warping either. One thing to note, I found after the fact, in post, a couple hours after recording it, that uh, the tracks aren't sticking super well using super glue. I am probably going to go back and use something a little stronger, like a 5-minute epoxy or something like that, to stick the tracks to the body instead of using super glue. Just a heads up, we are finally doing what the manufacturer suggests, which is use super glue. However, I did run into a little bit of problems because I guess there's some gaps and the super glue just doesn't fill it well enough. Or maybe I was putting it in the wrong place, something along those lines. I'm going to speed this up a little bit, but not a whole lot, because this is a fairly short video as it is. This only took me a little under half an hour to put together, and that includes all the trimming and stuff. So I'm going to pause my narration so that I can speed things up, and then I will come back to walk you through it. Alright, so right now I am just trimming the base of the tracks. Had some plugs on them that I am shaving down to try and get the tracks to lay flat on the table. Overall, the kit is, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like 8 pieces. Plus, you could put shirts in, the skirts, the armor skirts on there if you want. I am not going to do that with this one, but it is an option. It is also an option to do an open canopy, and it has a driver, not a driver, a commander. I think, so this opening that you can see in the top, the big rectangular opening, is the loading door for the ammo. The kit actually comes with a piece of ammo, so I guess you can leave that door open and show the ammo inside, I think. One thing to note that you will need to do, the kit does not come with instructions in the kit. You will need to pull up Warlord's website. They have a set of instructions in image form on the store page for this particular kit. Additionally, it does not come with a card. Some of the other kits, some of the tanks have like a reference card that shows the rules on them. This does not, so no big deal, but just something to point out. Do not expect one. How's that? So yeah, that pause was me getting out my cell phone and pulling up the instructions. It's very, very simple. You're going to want to... I started... Yeah, so the reason that I went to pull it up is that I couldn't figure out which way the barrel goes on. It's asymmetric. So I was trying to figure that out. Mostly this is just, simple, trim everything down. What I was doing is dry fit it, trim it, dry fit it again, trim it, just, try not to overcut it. And we are coming to our first break in the video, so let's see how my camera handles it. Nice and smooth. Perfect. And so I pretty much cut and trim everything out before I started to glue. Just generally. So here I'm getting out the loading crane, loading arm. This has a this one had a pretty substantial piece of flash on it, so be careful clipping it off so that you don't. It's kind of the piece itself is a little flimsy, so you want to be careful not to trim too much. And there's the loading door. And then finding the two hatches. Pretty much just making sure that I actually know where all the parts are. And which way they go. And then the last... I cleaned up the ammo, but I wound up not using it. So the last two pieces that I find are the hull-mounted machine gun barrel, and then the headlight. So now the front piece, the smaller rectangle, it's up near the top of the screen near the tracks. It does fit kind of inside, so you want to glue it in first, which is what I do right here. And I'm just using my favorite brand of super glue. You can use whatever you want. This one fits pretty tight. There's these two holes on the flat parts that the tracks go on that makes me think that I might have trimmed them off by mistake. Trimmed some pegs off, but I'm not really sure. You can see I'm trying to glue as much as possible while also holding that front piece on. I'm trying to give it as much time as possible to dry before I start messing with it. So because I expect to have to hold the tracks on, the last pieces that are going to go on are the tracks. Well, nearly the last piece. I will actually be putting on the gun barrel and the light last. So, yep. And the problem I'm having with the tracks may have been that I put dots, and so with a little bit of resin warping, they may not have touched super well, and so there's not enough contact. But I'm really not sure. So the barrel of the machine gun, the whole amount of machine gun goes in pretty easy. I've had some trouble with these things before, but this one was no problem. The headlamp was a bit of an issue. There is a peg. There's a hole and a peg for it. I had to make some adjustments to the peg to make it fit, and even then it was kind of finicky. It's a small part. I really should have gotten out my forceps, but they were over on the workbench instead of right in front of me where I could use them, so they didn't get used. And nope, still fighting with it. It was way worse at 1 times acceleration instead of times 2, like you guys are watching it, so. Ta-da! There we go. Okay, and last but not least is gluing on the barrel. And this one's super easy. There we go. Give it a few seconds. I didn't quite give it enough, which you can see by it moving. Obviously, this barrel does not change elevation. So there are the armor skirts. I am not putting those on. So my kit is finished. I'm going to put it on a turntable shot for scale, and we're going to wrap up. Overall, this was a good kit. I liked it. I can't wait to see it on the battlefield. Looking forward to hopefully seeing it work and not die immediately. I am in the process of painting a Panzer IV. It's just taking me a little bit longer than I expected, but I will get to it. Until next time, if you like it, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Tyler, and this has been my Tabletop.